Do you want to dance? They want to dance. It is Malta's the Busker. Hello.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you,
hello.
Will?
Oh, so good to see you guys. Malta Eurovision Song Contest. You blew it up. I mean, you really blew it up. Before we start, let's just introduce everyone. David, Jean-Paul, and Sean, could you tell our viewers who each of you are?
So basically, I'm Dave.Jr. I'm the vocalist, and this is Sean,
Saxophone player.
and this is Jean-Paul, the drummer. And together we are
The Busker.
And now your name is the Busker. Have you ever busked?
Yes.
Yes.
We busk even in the UK. Basically, way back in 2019, we did a tour in the UK. We managed to go to London, Liverpool, Manchester, and Stockport, and we busked in the streets, and we also performed our own gigs as well.
Oh, incredible. When you busk, sometimes people aren't nice. I mean, did you have a good experience?
Yeah, but it's a
Yeah.
good experience actually. I think we paid for our food.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
yes.
it when I can buy food. It's
Not only
great.
food, even the accommodation. No, the accommodation
Yeah.
was from
From the
gigs.
gig.
But
Exactly.
yes, the busking was
The food.
the food.
Also, every year we host a charity event in Valletta, Busking for Charity as well. And every year we try and find different charities that we can busk for. And in that case, people are very, 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 very nice to us. So that they can obviously donate to a good cause.
And so did your name come from busking, or were you busking and then you got the name?
uh, so the name has been present for the past 10 years. The busker, yes, is generated from myself and my friend who used to busk in the streets of Slema in Malta, and sort of we wanted to give a name to someone that we truly admire, a busker who's there, rain or shine, they are always there present and playing, performing music, and sort of they are bringing joy to the people passing by. So we wanted to represent that act and sort of give an ode to the busker. And that's from where the name generated from.
Ah, Sliema's nice. Y'all must have got some good coins.
Obviously, then we got ambitious by the time. We also performed in local buses. So then we took our instruments to the bus, and sort of we organized bus gigs, we used to call them, and we used to go through different villages in Malta, and whilst we're driving, we're also performing.
Okay.
We used to have a bus driver, and we used to perform inside the bus.
We weren't driving and
We weren't
playing at the
driving, no,
same time.
no.
Call the
And-
police. One thing our British viewers might be really interested in knowing is that you actually bust at the Cavern Club.
Yes,
Right in front of
right
it,
in front
actually.
of it.
Yeah, we're not sure if that was legal or not, but yeah.
I mean, did
Yes.
you was this one reason you wanted to enter this year because the contest was in Liverpool, a place you knew, or was it just coincidence?
It was a nice coincidence.
That's a
I,
beautiful
I think,
coincidence.
yeah, it's just a matter of the stars aligning in a way.
And compared to other acts we've seen in the Malta Eurovision Song Contest, you guys are much more indie, you're a little more pop. I guess, were you nervous entering the contest being so different from sort of the power diva?
100%, man.
300%.
You said it, not us.
We're sort of like outsiders of outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, people looked at us funny.
No, as a general, I think we never found our place in the local music industry. I think we're not alternative enough to fit in with the alternatives, and we're not pop enough to fit with the pop.
Okay.
So
We're in that beautiful little
yeah.
niche.
And to be fair, we were quite nervous on the fact of presenting ourselves in such a contest, because usually it's the pop of pop that enters this kind of contest. But we never believed that that should stop anyone from putting their best selves forward, you know. So actually, even though we did have cold feet going into and submitting our song, we had kind of very what's the word not ambitions, but the word is achievable goals. You know, we just wanted to get from one stage to the other. So first, we just wanted to get ourselves into the quarterfinals. Then from the quarterfinals, we're okay, just need to get to the semifinals. Then next is the finals.
And then
next
is the Eurovision.
So then we're like, oh, so that's next.
Yeah, it's incredible. Because there were a lot of names that people knew, and you guys, snuck in and took it all.
Snuck in. I really like that. You're great.
Danced your way to it. But what was the reaction from you? Like, were you shocked? Were you were you shocked?
Me personally, when we were working on the revamped version, then after the Malta Song Contest, I kept asking the question like, how did people vote for this song?
Yeah.
Not because I did not believe it, because obviously it's our creation. So obviously we are super proud of it. But still, I think for Malta it represented new sort of
a new chapter.
A new chapter.
I to be fair, as John said, I think we had moments where like, how did this happen? We are firm believers that we work on our craft thoroughly. So we know that what we do is always try to find the next way how to improve, but we never actually believe that it will be received as a good product. You understand?
Most musicians know that as in music, you can work really hard, but you don't always get the just reward for that hard work. But in this case, we worked really hard, but we got a really big reward, and it feels like a shock because of that reason. You know, when you're not used to getting rewarded so much for the hard work, suddenly, hey, there you go, there's a trophy. Okay, thank you very much. What?
But your performance was so fun, and it seemed like you really enjoyed it, all three of you. And for me, the thing I remember most is the dancing. It's like you've got this vibe. Is it very natural for you to move, like no drama, or did you have to work to get this down?
Okay, so there are two sides of the story. First and foremost, we wanted to create a bit of a dance because we're used to performing gigs. We're used to improvising our way on stage. Me finding myself all caught up in the cable, nearly about to fall. Sean, foot first on the speaker monitor. Like John hitting away. But when we came to think about the quarterfinals and what we needed to present, we realized that this is a bigger stage. We can't go and just dance our way through it expecting that will be structured. So just 4 days before the quarterfinal shooting, we kind of were at a point where we needed to create something out of it. We are not dancers. We're not good at choreography, and you can see there's not much discipline in our moves. However, we needed to find something which comes as close to as natural as possible, which tends to be something easy. Rightly so. Easy means that it's easy to pick up, and hopefully what happened actually is that people actually caught up with it. And so it sounds like it's planned, but what it really means is that we're not good dancers. So here's a very small choreography you can all do at home.
Hope you like it.
Yeah, well, clearly people did. You won. Yeah. And another thing, you divided the national performance into 3 acts. Could you tell us what each act represented?
Well, the idea of the acts was actually John's idea. He really wanted to segment the storyline to create a bit more of a narrative, which I feel it added so much value to it. And I don't think anyone in Malta has ever done that before. And safe to say, maybe not even on the Eurovision stage internationally. The idea is to try and create or pay respect to the storyline. We are coming from a scene where once we have a song, we needed to transfer that song into a music video and to a visual representation of the song. And I think that's what we did. We were planning an idea where we translated the lyrics into a visual representative of it. So even if someone doesn't manage to catch up with the lyrics, they can have the story presented to themselves, and maybe they can relate to that as well. Acts will do represent different phases of the song. So we have Act 1 representing the party, which the protagonist is feeling socially awkward, and where the anxiety starts to build up, feeling like this place is not embodying the present moment. When the individual, the protagonist, takes himself, herself, or themselves out of it, and finds people who they feel most comfortable with, and that's where Act 2 will start, where the decision comes for the group of people who are the comfort zone, take the decision to go away from the place, take themselves from the discomfort of the social anxiety and society's expectations of fun, or society's ideas of what you should be doing with your Saturday night, and go to a place where you mostly feel comfortable with the people you feel comfortable with, and playing songs you like. We put reference to Radio Gaga from Queen because it was a big inspiration for us whilst writing the song. But we say it in a way, Gaga Radio, because it's awkward for us to present the song. It's like we're being apologetic that we like the song, it's like Gaga Radio is the song, trying to make it cool. And then Act 3 is representation of finally feeling comfortable and finally finding the thing that make you enjoy doing the most with the people you enjoy doing it most with.
And so if you had to sum up the song in like one sentence, which people will ask you at Eurovision every day, the whole 2 weeks, what would it be?
Just be yourself and enjoy dancing how you wanna, to songs you wanna. That's basically
You can do it in your sweater.
Yeah, just feel better in your sweater at home. You don't need to go miles to enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself where you are.
Now, I hope you got a branding deal, because I think this sweater, people are going to want to buy it all over Europe, right?
I should have. I should have.
We should have done it, man.
So you're the business person.
I told them we need to get sweaters, man. It's not my fault. It's not done yet, but it's gonna happen. I promise.
Bring them to Liverpool, please. Yeah, absolutely. And I love the ending. It's so Eurovision. You have the costume change, the big reveal.
Yes.
And you're sort of, I don't know, not Johnny Rocket Man. You're a different version of yourself at the end. And we see this as well, I think, in your music video, don't we? The transformation.
Yes.
Represented through the washing machine.
In your career, like from the beginning to now, do you sort of feel like this Eurovision journey is your costume change?
That's a fantastic question. Wow. Wow.
Deep.
I'm really impressed. Wow, that's fantastic.
You made us think.
Well, we don't have an answer on the spot for something so original. I think, as a matter of fact, we're building up to this moment. I think as artists and musicians, we always seeked the new challenge or the new next step. International recognition was definitely it. And I think, to answer your question, it's a yes, because for the first time, we're all being seen as artists and musicians, which is a persona we always felt, but society never mirrored. Especially the fact that most artists struggle with the fact that art is not always a full-time job. We don't always manage to make ends meet just through our art. And most of the time, people expect you, and up till now, they still slightly do, but yeah, it's just another conversation. But people don't understand how important this can be to you, and how important your art is to you and as a person, and how much energy it gives you to be able to let life deplete, I don't know if you manage to understand what I'm saying. So for the first time, we are shining as artists, and we are shining to be able to tell ourselves, well done, you stuck through yourself, you did not conform to hanging your coat on your art, and young us is definitely proud of us.
Oh, that's lovely. Round of applause. That was good. I love this message. And the three of you, I'm curious, what do each of you contribute to the group? Do you sort of divide, he focuses on the music, he does lyrics, he does management. How does this work?
It's a cocktail of everything, really, because everyone has different skills and different attributes, as do most companies that have to organize themselves. As in, John Paul is super organized, as in he's the whip that keeps the ship going as well, as in he always keeps everyone in line, check, everyone knows what he has to be doing, When people are sodding up a bit, he starts to pull the chain a bit, you need someone to have someone like that in any group, it keeps everyone focused. David's an extremely, extremely creative person, as is JP, by the way, as in they are the main two creatives of the band. Myself, I come into the play mostly when it comes to the saxophone playing or the business side of the band. That's basically outlines most, and then social media, and there's a lot of roles. But in reality, it's all a contribution of each of us.
We're all pulling the same rope, basically.
That's it.
And that's the beauty of being in a band. So whenever I'm not available or I'm not 100% there, I know that I can rely on Dave and Sean to fill up for me,
Just like a family. Like when you have parents raising children, you see that teamwork. We're the same way. The songs are our children. We're the family that's bringing up those children.
And I think this was part of the success recipe that we had for this competition, because the three of us pulled the same rope, and each one of us sort of, for example, Sean made sure that I remember every day during rehearsal weekend at Eurovision, I always arrive at the venue and I see Sean with the props, fixing the props, making sure to go to the grocery, to the ironmonger to buy stuff, and drilling the cutouts, So I think that was amazing, Or for example, like Dave, I know that whilst we were working on the visuals, there was Dave, coming up, let's do this, yes, this is cool, and and you start seeing all of these ideas come to life, even when they presented the song for us. Sort of, it was like a whole journey from start to finish of us working towards the same goal and keeping the song as the center of everything. And as you know, the Eurovision, it's not only just about the song, but then there is staging, there is the creative performance. And I think the three of us contributed in a certain way.
And the synergy between us, as in, it really grew as the whole thing went along. And we always respect each other, as in when there's decisions to be made, we always keep each other in mind,
And we're very democratic with this.
Exactly, and we respect each other to a level where I deem them as close to me as I deem my blood relatives, you know what I mean? As in, anything I would tell my parents, I would tell my boys, as in, that's how it works.
And so, whose decision was it to include the beautiful cutouts of Ira Lasco and Destiny?
That's Dave's.
Yeah.
Good choice.
My crazy mind, man.
No debate there. And
I saw some YouTube reviews that mentioned the cutouts that it's fantastic, As in when you start seeing when people start pointing out from everything, and you start thinking to when these things were being conceived, it's ridiculous. There's a whiteboard there with sticky notes on it.
Right.
For those who might not be familiar with, there was Destiny. Obviously, probably she was the most recognizable face because she was one of the latest that represented Malta. But then there was Ira Lasco, that is considered as a queen of pop in Malta, and she represented Malta twice in 2002 and 2016. And then there was also the first Eurovision winner of Malta, Joe. So it was sort of, again, like us paying respect to these legends that represented Malta at the Eurovision.
Hoping we follow suit.
And have you spoken to any acts who've competed for Malta in the past? And did they give you any tips or advice?
This year, Malta Eurovision Song Contest worked slightly different. It was the first year that they introduced mentors
for songwriting and to bridge the gap between the broadcaster and the acts.
Basically, they were kind of a group of 4 people. There was Ludwig from Julian Ludwig, and there was Moira Staffrace, Paul Giordamaina, and Mike Spiteri. They offered help or an ear to anyone who had questions or strategic queries that they can put forward. From our end, we didn't consult with them much, but up until the final show, they always were showed us words of encouragement, and helped us through kind of the panic moment before you go on stage, so that helps.
And in the news, as you know, the past 24 hours, people are talking about the running order for semi-final 1. Malta has been drawn into spot 2, deuces. How do you feel about that going so early?
Oh, it's a great way to say it. Like, we are number 2. So yeah, it's peace, love. Let's throw at it. Honestly, the fact that Malta was already scheduled to fit in first semifinals night and first half of the first semifinals night, I think it was a matter of minutes apart from each other. So we already knew the fate of where we're gonna be sitting. I think we're confident that as an act we're very, very different than the other participants of the night. Yeah. So we don't think that being placed in a different position is at the detriment of us being overlooked. I mean, strategically, definitely it might play a role, but definitely I think that people would have planned to go to the loo before the first set.
They have their drinks, their dog, their sweaters.
So hopefully, hopefully it's if not 100% attention, to be the 98% attention after the 2% is partying after Norway.
Maybe Norway will put them in a good mood. So they want to stick around, and they see.
They're gonna want to party for sure. So
yeah, I'm funny. In this semifinal, you've got so many favorites in the whole. This is the stacked semifinal. Everyone says. Are there any favorites you have from either show?
Yeah, we all have different favorites, but as you said, they all somehow fit in the same night of ours.
Right before us, right after us. It's all good.
Yeah, for me, it's the Dutch song, which has stuck with me every time I'm listening through the playlist. It's Burning Daylight.
It's extremely difficult to pick one song, as in even to pick one song from just one semifinal. Semifinals is close to impossible, but I think Israel's for me is one of the outliers, as in I love the music video as well. It's out of this world. The concept is cool, as in I think it can really do well, and I love her voice. So yeah.
For me, it has to be Serbia's entry, Look Black. I really like it. I really connected to the song, so yes, I'm looking forward as well to hear it live. But as May said, so there are really, really, really great songs this year, and we are proud to be part of this.
And at the end of the day, having all those good songs in the same night, we surely know that for 3 minutes there's going to be a huge number of people who get to just watch us.
Yeah, you're gonna have so many. You already have so many more fans, and Eurovision hasn't even started. Exactly. So it's cool. A lot of people have asked us to ask you: will you make any changes to the stage show in Liverpool?
So I'm just gonna pull out two quick things. We're gonna pull out. John's gonna pull out something. That's the blueprint. Okay.
And the Book of Secrets.
Okay. Go ahead. You take it to him, boy.
So yeah, obviously so the way that we tackled Malta staging, the Malta show, was that we knew what we kind of wanted to do, but then we got our creative director. At first, he was going to just consult with us, but then he decided to take us on as a whole project. But yeah, we proposed the idea, and then he kind of sorted out the do's and don'ts. That's where the idea of different platforms came along. At first, we thought it's going to be just random staging and random props onto the stage. from then on, we started seeing many problems with our idea. First and foremost, the car scene was meant to be a bike scene. And this is actually an exclusive for Wiwibloggs.
Nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Just you guys.
So at first we were planning on having bikes instead of a car, but practicing with that resulted in a lot of near groin injuries.
Some bikes were high, some bikes were low. Getting across the bike and off the bike in time was a nightmare.
Personally, I don't know how to ride a bike, so
So we resorted to
we called the guy that usually helps us with our equipment for private functions.
our roadie,
and he had an old transit seat. I told him, can you bring it over to MFCC? He brought it over in about 15 minutes. We stuck it onto the platform.
yes.
So
And then he borrowed the steering wheel from his dad, and that's it.
yeah, and the car scene was there. But then there was another problem which we had to stick with up until the final night, which was us running around and me trying to catch my breath. So there are a lot of things that worked, and there are a lot of things which we might need to improve for Liverpool. That's where the Book of Secrets come out. No, a lot of things worked, and a lot of things we believe are propose the story very, very well that we want to keep. We definitely want to highlight what worked and remove what didn't, and definitely we want to fit what we did on Malta on a bigger stage. The hows and what's you'll get to find out later on.
Okay. Now you've titillated us, you've teased us, and we are ready to learn more. You guys, of course, are coming to London, to the London Eurovision party, 16th of April. It's already sold out, so you're going to have a big audience. Is there something that you're most looking forward to between now and Eurovision? So putting Eurovision to the side, I mean, what are you looking forward to in the next 6 weeks?
For me, are the pre-parties for sure. As you said, London's is on the 16th, but before London, we're going to be starting from next week. We'll be performing in Warsaw, in Tel Aviv, in Madrid, Amsterdam, and then we ended with a big one in London. So I'm mostly looking forward to these pre-parties because they are more intimate, you get to meet other people, sort of. It's not a competitive element, so there's aspect of everyone a bit more relaxed, and everyone hanging out with each other. So that aspect of it, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. The fact that we get to meet other contestants in a non-competitive context, I think that will do all of us well in the matter, even just performing the song in a non-competitive stress environment. We're just excited. I'm mostly excited that I'll get to travel with the guys in a music aspect for the first time, because they have done it before, but I wasn't part of the band back then. So for me, it's dream coming true. But for sure, the fact that we're gonna get to perform our song in a non-competitive manner, and it's all gonna be about fun, like that's just amazing,
One small add-on, like we had lots of people message us on Instagram, on our individuals, and on the band's page that they're going to be at these pre-parties, telling us, like, can't wait to see you, can't wait to meet you, and talk, and I want to ask you this, I want to ask you that, and it's like beautiful, man, as in, after so many years performing and doing this and releasing music, and now getting this sort of breakthrough and having this opportunity to speak and to meet and to make all these connections, it's what it's all about, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And a final question for you. When all of this is done, you've performed in Liverpool, what do you want people to remember about the Busker?
I would wish that they would remember to follow us on Instagram. No, first and foremost, I think what we really want to create is a bit of a more awareness that variety is the spice of life. What we want to contribute is, and I think what we will contribute is that light atmosphere. And I'm sure that Eurovision has proved to show that at any point during the show, the crowd at the stadiums will just be there for the song, there for every country. It's not a matter of whose country is performing, it's about the song and enjoying themselves. So I just hope that for those 3 minutes, everyone will remember I feel better in my sweater. I got stereo, play songs, Yeah, that's it.
You guys, thank you so much. They are Malta, the Busker, performing second in semi-final 1. That is May 9th. If you want them in the final, you got to pick up the phone and vote, okay? You have to vote. You guys, we can't wait to see you at all the pre-parties all over Europe. Fingers crossed for you. Wishing you the best. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Will, for this lovely interview. Thanks a lot for making the time. Thanks a lot for everyone who stuck by and watched the whole thing. Remember to subscribe to Wiwibloggs channel for more videos like this. If you guys want to follow us on Instagram throughout our journey of Eurovision and possibly after, more music is promised for sure. That's what we do. That's what we do.